leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Hey, let me see it on the screen. Let me see this on the screen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives Live here on Strong Island Television in Paradise Studios in beautiful downtown
Massapequa,
New York.
And today's show is brought to us by Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
I got to tell you something.
Yes.
You haven't been here in a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
We forgot to do that for a month, right?
No, we didn't.
It's a joke.
Oh.
You say without Richie always does it. It was
That's
a joke.
right. You're right. We didn't do
You
it
made me
ever.
feel good for a minute, and I was
Sorry.
like, "See what happens when Roseanne is here."
You know, I'm so happy to have you both here tonight.
Yeah, look at this.
I just have
It's
to.
a nice holiday show.
And before I forget, because it's the last show of the season,
yes,
I just wanted to say, without Butch, you know, he's always in the background. He's only on like the screen 50% of the time.
Yes.
I just want to say, without Butch, this show would be so much better.
No, it could not be.
We could not.
We've had our shows without Butch.
Yes, and
they were like,
tough.
"Oh my!" Like
it's been tough. It's been a lot of dancing and showing pictures of our kids when Butch is here. So Butch Seltzer, thank you for all you do. Should we bring him on right? Just Butch, show your face. Show your face so we can thank you. So
Merry Christmas.
Well, happy Hanukkah.
Oh, happy Hanukkah.
Not Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you for all you. This is the last time you're going to hear this for a year. Thank you for all you do, my brother.
You know I love it.
Appreciate it.
You know I love it, and I love all you guys too. And to our number one fan,
hey,
it's Johnny Plug
Get him on the show, Butch. You got to put him on the show.
We'll get him on.
All right?
Yes.
Wait, we had a nice sentimental moment now, and then you killed it with why isn't Patrick on the show?
I'm sorry.
I want him on the show too, but there's a time and a place.
Real quick, and then we can start with the show. Congratulations to Patrick's son, Sean. He just got engaged, and he's getting married next October.
Oh, congratulations.
I've known Sean since he was this big.
Patrick, you're still that big. Patrick, can you please send us the invitation? The Laughter Saves Lives crew will show up dressed like this.
It's in Florida.
Party, siesta.
You have
it's not in Florida. It's in
I do.
I think Virginia or Carolina, one of those two.
All right, we'll see you next year, Butch. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Butch Seltzer, really, he does so much for the show, sincerely.
Incredible.
And I want to thank also Famous Visions, Jonathan, who does all our flyers, not only for the show, for the shows, the comedy shows, and for this show, and he makes a million changes. He's wonderful.
I know he does.
Wonderful.
He does my website and my.
Does he do
Strong Island Television? We can't do our show without Strong Island TV and Bobby.
Yes,
that's
we didn't.
true. Well,
that was next.
That was next.
That was
next. We could do it on YouTube, but it wouldn't be as good.
And thank you to Bobby of Strong Island Television.
Yes. So
here in Massapequa.
All right, we did our thank yous up front a little bit, and you two guys, thank you.
And wait, and can I thank somebody?
You can.
I want to thank Roseanne Sorrentino.
Thought it was going to be me.
Filling in, and she's always there, no matter what. Like
you don't know this.
I am so glad she has nothing else to do ever. Ever.
She's putting on makeup a lot during the day. If you ever go on Facebook, seems like she's always on there putting on makeup.
Yes.
I don't know whether she left the camera on or she knows it's on, but she's always there.
I feel like I am just this far away from an OnlyFans.
Can I imitate Roseanne for a second? Good morning.
Hello, you people who look like hell. Let's put on some makeup.
Wait, guess you saw me pop on. No, we didn't see you.
We didn't see you, Jonathan. Thank you.
Yes.
No, when you're on the show, I don't know if you know this, Roseanne likes doing the show so much that she's actually outside the door hoping you get ill during the show.
She's waiting in the car.
She waits out in the cold.
I wait in the car. I'm there.
She's
I'm
an
there.
understudy.
Just in case.
She's texting me. Is he there? Is he there?
But you know I hate to be an understudy.
Yes, I know.
Right.
Hey guys, we are loaded up today. Just real quick, we got to do this. Thank you, John Salerno is watching tonight, Ann Rothney, Tracy Harper, Ken Zor.
Tracy, thank you for the wonderful guest you bring us.
Everybody's on. Everybody's on tonight. Everybody's in. Everybody's watching.
And Tracy knows our favorite guest to say. Our favorite name is on tonight. He's going to be on in a little while. It's Oba Baba Tunde. So we're so excited to have him on. I'm going to say his name 8 times. Let's talk about some important issues. My dad had some major dental work. All right. He really can't chew. And Stunad's son, bringing him home yesterday, stops at 7-Eleven and gets a hot dog for the first time in months. Right? Now, my dad cannot eat a hot dog. So I'm walking towards the car, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, I'm going to eat a hot dog in front of him. But I want to get a little more, like, technical here with the hot dogs, all right? I say don't eat hot dogs, but when you do, it's got to be good. It's got to be.
Sure.
So you chose 7-Eleven?
Mistake. But here's what. The hot dog wasn't that good. The roll wasn't that soft.
Oh, I don't like their rolls.
No, the roll's got to be soft, right?
All right, guys. Yeah. The fact that the two of you know what 7-Eleven food
I can tell you exactly what's on those rollers.
A lot of concern.
All right.
I'm concerned.
They have the cheeseburger big bite your dad could have.
No, I didn't know that. But you're talking about the White Castle generation here. So nobody eats White Castle, but everybody eats White. So anyway, let me finish. Because I want to see your opinion and Richie's opinion. Hot dog roll, not that good. Hot dog, not the best. How can you save this dog and make it enjoyable? What can you put on it to what?
Well, let me just
give me the one ingredient that can go on this dog that can pull it back.
That nacho cheese sauce.
No, that's not a hot. They only had yellow mustard.
For
you
Roseanne,
need to have hot mustard, Richie.
You need spicy mustard, right? The Gouldens, nothing else.
That could have saved the dog.
Here's my impression
that dog.
of me eating a 7-Eleven hot dog.
I'd like this.
And it's almost every time.
Do it.
Every time.
Let me
Here
see.
we go.
No. No.
Yeah, that's
and yet he
a bone
keeps
in
going back.
Oh,
he keeps
God.
going back.
You get rid of that, you move on.
No, I didn't do that. But no, listen, I'm sure that and you both made videos with me at Wawa's this year.
Yeah.
That's the place. I guarantee you they have hot mustard. They have Gouldens or spicy mustard there.
I would eat a hot dog from Wawa.
You did?
I would.
Wawa would.
I would.
They have
Wawa
everything.
hot dog?
I would Wawa hot dog. That
Really?
doesn't sound good.
You can get sandwiches at Wawa for $4.
You can get now pizza
Big
at
hero.
Wawa. Wawa, we want you as a sponsor.
We want you in New York.
They should.
We want you in New York.
Yeah. All right. So I went to do a little workout. Oh, you know what? Before we forget, because we forgot last week, Bobby, can we do the pickleball segment? Ball tonight, man. Good job. All right, so the pickleball season is over. The playoffs were the other day. Laughter saves lives. In the B bracket, which we won last year, we were seeded second in the double elimination tournament. Let me hold my racket and get more excited. Second, me and my daughter, first game in the double elimination tournament. Bada bing, we lose. Now we're in the losers bracket. One more game, we're out. What did we do the next game? Won. What did we do the next game? Won. The third game, we're playing the best team that I've ever played, I think. Husband and wife team in their 40s, both in great shape. I look at my daughter and I go, we're going home, sister. We're going home now. Laughter saves lives. 11, other team 2. We kicked their bleep.
Wow.
Impressive.
So, then we had to play the finals. We're playing for the championship again. We're playing the team
where you were eliminated.
Where we were eliminated.
Oh.
Thank you for taking my thunder.
I'm sorry. I was just.
Thank you for.
So
that was pickleball this week.
We have a lot of guests.
And we have a lot of guests. The 29th, we will be playing pickleball, me, Roseanne, at the Laughter Saves Lives Holiday Extravaganza. Instead of taking them to a really fancy, expensive restaurant, I got half price on the pickleball court, and Roseanne made reservations. They're getting the children's menu. It's almost like I was saying on Facebook when comics go to a show and we get that menu on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Here's what you could order from. It's like a hamburger.
Like a comics menu.
Comics menu, hamburger, no cheese, pasta, only a little sauce.
Only the yellow mustard.
Yep. So that's what I'm feeding my team. It'll be Rich Walker. It'll be Les Deegan, John Santo, Roseanne.
It's going to be a lot of jealousy out there.
We're going to have a ball. Richie's not playing. He's still injured.
You have no idea what I'm going through.
John Santo may not play. He's injured, but Roseanne's going to be out there. It's going to be fun.
I'm not
injured.
It's
going to be a lot of fun. Last week, my fault. Friend of Laughter Saves Lives has been there for us for years. Joe Piscopo. His mom passed away, and I forgot to mention it. There we go. Beautiful mom. Joe, and I wrote him a nice little text message. Joe, sorry for the loss of your mom. Thank you for all you do for Laughter Saves Lives, and we feel your pain. And we'll say a few prayers. That's Joe Piscopo's mom had passed away.
I had a personal experience with Joe Piscopo.
Did you?
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
I went to go see him at Patchogue Theater. He was in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, I think. And I Facebook messaged him in the day. Right. He's never going to respond. Right. I said, I'll be at the theater tonight. I'd like to meet you, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'll be at the back by the stage door. No response, nothing. That night, I go by the stage door, and he pokes his head out and goes, is Rich out? Rich. I go, that's me. We talked until like 2 a.m. in the parking lot.
Isn't this guy?
Wow.
And he sent his aide to go get the camera in the car because it was before this.
Right.
And she took pictures of us. He sent them to me.
That's so great.
Unbelievable.
He was so. I always tell a story of when he emceed the Gotham Comedy Show for us.
Yeah.
He emceed now, and we had a bunch of comics. 7, 8 comics. And he came to me before the show, and he goes, Johnny, come here. He goes, how do you pronounce this guy's name? How do you pronounce this guy's name? Just really, just a gentleman has had me on his show 6 times. Really 4, but 6 sounds so much better, right?
It does.
6 times.
Who's going to know the difference?
Yeah, who's going to know? I shouldn't.
I'm a little afraid he's coming to you for name pronunciations.
What's that?
I said I'm a little nervous. He's coming to you for name pronunciations.
Yeah, like I put stuff on Facebook. Like this morning, I went to Orange Theory, the workout place.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'm going to talk about before we bring Wonderful Anna. If you ever been to this place, they put a monitor on you, and they have a big screen, so you see how you're doing compared to everybody in the room, which is depressing enough, right? So after it's over, since I was new, the girl puts me aside. She goes, John, I just want to go over your numbers. Want to go over your numbers, right?
Oh.
So she says, she's showing me like the heart rate or whatever. And there's like 5 things, like the blue, the yellow, whatever the frig it is, right? And she says 90% of the time you were in lobby blue. Now I'm looking at other people and they're like, the orange is like 70% and nobody has blue. And I said to her, what do you mean about lobby blue? She goes, well, whatever you walked into the lobby on, that was the heart rate you maintained. You did not work hard at all. And I go, yeah, but I was there. No. So next time I have to.
Now I know what that means. The Orange Theory. I'd be at the bottom of that chart through the whole workout.
I wouldn't go to that gym just for that reason. I don't need. I
don't
need somebody calling me.
No. I'm kidding you. It was great. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of young people there. The music was playing. In fact, Ann was the one that recommended it.
When you were there, they were all young people.
They were all younger than I was. They were. You son of a. All right, you know what? Let's go to our. Let's go to break, and we're going to come back with FDNY Chaplain and our friend Ann Cansfield.
Yes.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
I got no splats today.
And we're back.
Hey, we're back at Laughter Saves Lives. Live!
Live.
Strong Island Television Paradise Studios. We forgot to thank who? We forgot to thank Bobby from the studio.
We thanked him.
We
thanked
did.
Bobby.
And then we wanted to thank our main sponsor,
Michael Barasch.
Michael Barasch, lawyer for the 9/11 community. Michael, thank you for your support over the last few years, not only this year.
Yeah.
So let's bring in. So our next guest is probably our guest we've had on the most. If I had to guess, I would say she's been on the most.
Yep.
And the reason is that if somebody is representing the big guy up there, you want to be in good with them. So if Ann asked to come on, what am I gonna, I'm not gonna say no, right? And today I asked her, please come on. It's the last show of the year. Ann Cansfeld is here. Oh, there she is. I love having you on.
How did you get no splats at Orange Theory Fitness?
Ann goes to us. She's the one that
I am the one who suckered you. You want to know why? Because
how many splats do you get?
I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
Like
how many?
7 or 8 or
that many?
Good.
Yeah. You know, the whole thing is like if you get 12 splats twice to 3 times a week, then like you're really gonna lose weight.
You have your collar on tonight. Look at
my collar fits now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And every time we talk, it looks like you're in the confessional booth.
This is literally my closet in my tiny
You
apartment
have a
in Midtown
studio
Manhattan.
closet.
I cleaned out my closet during COVID and I painted it pink. And my congregants joke, they're like, "Oh, it's like the MTV VJ booth."
I like it.
It's like a safe room.
It's totally like it's like a vibrant pink safe room. And I have my like computer. Next time around, I'll take you for a little tour. You'll be like, "Wow, what a weirdo." She has no clothing. I like Marie Kondo'd my clothing, and I have minimal clothing, and space for a computer.
Yeah, that's what I loved about being a firefighter and going to Catholic school. Like Roseanne knows, I dress terrible. In fact, one of my things this year is I'm going to ask Roseanne to take me shopping one day because I want to be next year like a collarless shirt jacket guy on stage. That kind of cool hip guy, you know.
I actually asked Commissioner Nigro if he would take me shopping.
John
it would be the opposite of like for the straight guy. It was like straight suave guy for the gay gal. We could make a little video of it. I thought it would be really funny.
That is funny.
I like it.
I like it.
Can you please, before I forget, because when you hung up on me before, you didn't mean to hang up on me, I don't think.
Sorry, did not mean to.
Rachel, you need to introduce me to Rachel, and we got to get something going with her Laughter Saves Lives.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel Feinstein. You know
Rachel Feinstein, who just recorded her Netflix show.
Say that again.
She just recorded her Netflix show on Tuesday.
You were there. You were there.
I was there until I got a phone call that they needed to go and hospitalize my mom, and so then I had to go.
So that's why Ann came on early today.
That's why I'm currently eating my emotions. There's another sponsor for tonight with Pastor Ann. It's the Trappistine. Unfortunately, look, it's backwards. I can't figure out how to do it. The Trappistine nuns. Okay, look at this. They make chocolates.
Whoa!
And they pray for you while they make the chocolates.
Oh,
look
wow.
at that! Talk about love in those chocolates.
Yes.
By the way, you mentioned Rachel. I'm already talking to Rachel. She said she's definitely going to come on the show. She's going to come on one of our shows also.
Oh, that's great.
We're looking to do a show with her, though, Butch. We want to do a big fundraising show with her.
Yeah, we're going to. We're going to work
Sorry,
with her.
Chaplain Ann.
So, Chaplain,
we just like to do business during sets.
Rachel watches us.
Oh.
Okay. Now, Chaplain Ann. We're not Chaplain Ann. Ann, I wanted to say timing is everything with jokes, right? But I'm still going to follow through with this because you said the nuns pray. My wife makes cookies and prays that I don't eat them while she's asleep. That was a big yuck about 30 seconds ago, right? That
was great. That is very funny.
When my wife cooks, I pray while I'm eating.
I just every time. I mean, I literally every night I'm like say to my wife, "It's time for some nun chocolate." We've been doing the Orange Theory Fitness thing together for the last year, and I'm like, it doesn't count because they pray for you while they make the chocolate.
That's true.
That's beautiful.
That's true.
And I got them from a really lovely 9/11 widow who sent them to me for Christmas, and they arrived just as my mom was being taken to the ER, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're praying for me, the nuns. I'm eating the chocolate.
You're like, I have to go to the hospital.
I'm going to have to get 27 splat points tomorrow because
you're not getting. I can't believe
I'm not getting 27 splat points.
You're not getting 8. Are you really getting 8?
I think that your machine your arm thing needs to be recalibrated.
That was my first week, so I was pacing myself.
I thought I was going to die the whole first week I did it, but I still got some splat points. And then I figured out how to breathe better on the treadmill. That was good.
All right. I'm going to get some splat points next time, I'm sure.
It's way fun, though, isn't it? Anybody can do it. I was so out of shape, and now look, I'm not.
You look great, by the way. You really look great.
I feel better. It's really good.
You look great. Yeah. Great job.
It's a testimony to like things can change. I didn't know things can change.
You know what? It's
all about.
And let's just get into a little bit of that. What you're just saying is, in life, right? We get in a rut, right? Like same co-host every week, Rich Walker, right? So you need to change.
So I try to mix it up by not showing up.
So Richie's at home going, same thing. I'm going to left. Let me change. No, but what I'm saying is that, man, what a difference life can be when you think outside the box, saying, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to meet these different people. And on a side note, what a change when you're on new medications. But we'll talk about that later.
That too.
Tonight I'm not on them. Today I'm not on them. I want you.
So obvious.
Yes. If you watched last week's show, anybody's going to look at that show and go, that guy is on something. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. She kept kicking me on the table. Shut up. Shut up. So we're moving into this, our last show of the year. That's one of the reasons we would love to have you on. Give us a little nugget for what we can do next year, maybe to make our lives a little better, be a little closer to the big guy, and you know, something that's going to make our lives better.
Inspirational.
Yeah, inspiration. That's the word I'm looking for.
Go find some inspiration.
I don't know.
I know who needs it, right?
Yeah.
But,
so here's the thing. Like, I think that we all look for like big moments in our lives to like really make a big difference.
Right.
You know. The sort of middle day wins in life, but really the main I think the main thing to really having a good life and getting close to God and yourself and others is by being kind in small ways, and that like the healing of the world. Like I've been very sad about the state of affairs of our world on so many levels, and yet on the day to day, minute by minute. Like there are so many good people out there, and you can be one of those good, kind people. And that the way we actually like rebuild the healing of the world is by being a kind person. And you never even know, like, so my dad's in rehab, and it's just been kind of a mess between my two parents. And as just after I got him settled in, they wheeled in a new lady to the rehab who I happen to know from their building.
Look at that.
And I was like so thankful to see her. And little did I realize, she said to me, she's like, "Oh, I was so anxious. I'm so glad I saw somebody I knew." And I'm like, "No, I was anxious. I needed to see somebody I knew."
Right.
But it didn't take much of anything except for like showing up. So you show up this year, you know?
Yes. And the little things, looking somebody in the eyes. The guy who's cleaning the Wendy's floor when I'm buying my dad lunch yesterday, because I take him to the finest places. So I'm buying him his chili.
7-Eleven, White Castle, and Wendy's.
He could chew the chili.
Yeah, he can. Right. Thank you. I was thinking of him. So, and by the way, he paid for it.
You are a prize, boy. You are some prize.
Hey, I'm taking you to the kiddie menu on the 29th. What was that? But looking somebody like that in the eyes, they're sweeping the floor. People are walking past them, and just saying, "Hey, how you doing? Have a nice day." Whatever. It makes a difference, and it makes a difference in me. I feel better when I meet somebody because they're not looking for anything from me.
You just changed my life, because I was just in a McDonald's the other day, and there was a guy mopping, and I said, "You don't look at me. I'm a customer, and you're a worker, and we don't talk to the help."
And then Rich got kicked out of McDonald's.
No more.
No.
By the way, we could blame all the sadness in the world, not to get political, but we could blame it on Roseanne.
Why?
I'm only kidding.
No. Listen, I had a moment the other day. I went into the card store. The guy behind the counter, he was not a happy man. And I said to him, "Are you having a bad day today?" And he went, "Yeah, I am." And I gave him my money. And he went to give me he gave me my change. He went to give me back my original money. And I went, no, that's for you. You give me my change. And he was like, "Oh my God." He goes, "Have a great day." And it was just like, it was a really nice moment, because he must have been getting yelled at all day and somebody wasn't yelling at him.
It's the little things.
And then I didn't take my money back, and I could have. He wouldn't have known.
I want to ask Ann, there's a homeless guy in my neighborhood. I don't know if every neighborhood has it. And he's sitting in front of a deli, right, with his knees up, sitting down. I went in, I got him bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And then I give it to him, and he literally threw it back at me. He goes, "I don't eat this."
Great story. Quite uplifting story.
Maybe it was your delivery? I don't know.
Ask him.
He said,
okay. This is a very good question. And if I'm not capable of an answer, then what good am I? So in this case, you're giving him a gift. Right?
He doesn't have to accept.
After you give the gift, though, it's out of your hands what people do with the gift.
That's right.
And to be fair to him, he didn't ask for a bacon, egg, and cheese. Maybe he keeps kosher. But
maybe he's kosher.
Your obligation is to be generous and to give the gift.
Yes.
Maybe next time ask him what he might like to eat.
But
once you give because people who are like, "Oh, they're going to spend it on booze." Well, once you give the gift, I can't control where they're going to spend it.
Yeah,
agree.
Good answer.
Yes, I hope you can hang around and watch Ober. I know you're busy, but maybe keep it on, because he's very uplifting. He's a great guy.
Great.
But give us the little send off for the year, the quick little blessing that you always do that we love.
Oh, okay. Well, first off, this is the first year with your new set too, right?
Yes.
What a good year.
Yep.
So I think what we should first do is thank the divine for all the good things that 2023 has brought, for new sets. I almost said new sex, but that was a whole different story. New sets, for friends, for lots of laughter, for dads who are around and keep us on our toes. All the good things, and that we take those good things into 2024 and be generous with them, with the people around us. So may we be kind and loving.
Yes.
To the
Amen.
dads
Amen.
Who are driving us nuts. and the Wawa workers. We need a Wawa. We'll put in a petition to God for a Wawa on Long Island for John.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what we were getting at.
And I can't thank you enough for taking the time with everything that's going on in your life to come on the show. You're one of our favorite people. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. You're one of my favorite people. I love you guys.
Thank you, Ann.
So
Love you. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Ann Cansfeld, FDNY, one of the chaplains. There's a few chaplains, you know.
She's
this is
so
just one.
cool.
But she is
so cool.
so inspirational.
We're going to go to break. We'll be back with Oba Babatunde.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that can save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child. As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
And we're
back. And Laughter Saves Live. Want to thank our sponsor, LifeVac and Art. Art Lee? Art Lee Butch.
Art Lynn.
Is it Lynn or Lee? I don't think you pronounced the end.
I sure
Lee. Lee.
Ah! All right, our next guest from, as we say over here, because we don't have a lot of big Hollywood people on our show, you know. This is our big guy, our big gun. A nice warm welcome for Oba Babatunde.
Hey guys.
How are you?
Hey buddy, how are you? It's been too long.
It is. First, let me just say congratulations on a great year. You know, I love the new set, and you know, I got to tell you, you know, every time that you guys are kind enough to invite me on, I love sitting backstage and checking out the show. And I'm telling you, you are so uplifting, so wonderful, so natural, so beautiful. It is really an honor and a joy and a pleasure. Thank you so much for making life better for so many people.
Oh, thank you, Oba. Thank you so much. It's that means a lot to me. That means a lot to me.
He was talking to me.
He was talking to me.
Richie charged the guy $7 for the egg sandwich, so don't include Richie. Hey, Ann, how are you? Hello, Oba. Ann says hello. So what have you been up to? Have you did SWAT come out with a new season?
We just started. We're just starting our 7th season, and you know, so we're looking forward to a great season. They say, you know, it's an interesting thing. Real quick, that what happened was, you know, the show has been doing gangbusters, and then for some reason we got canceled on a Friday, and everybody was like, "What happened? How we were doing so great? We're #1 show." You know what I mean? And then on Monday we were reinstated. So they say it's our we got 13 shows left, but you know, we're doing so great. Let's hope it continues. But you know what? We just keep pushing every single day, every single moment, doing the very best that we can to give the best that we can.
I would like to see an episode where the main character, what's his name again, your son on the show?
Hondo.
He gets trapped with the team, and his father comes to rescue them, maybe taking down 8 bad guys.
Exactly.
Getting to life, cutting them out of the rescue vehicle. That's what we need, Oba.
And listen, man, I'm trying to tell the writers, I'm ready. Let's go. Coach, put me in.
I have more of a feeling if you're telling the writers, hey, any episode you include me in, I appreciate.
Exactly.
Do the writers ever show up on the set?
Say it again.
Do the writers actually show up on the set or no? Or they're in
yes. The writer for your episode, the episode that you're doing, the writer is there. Yes.
Just one writer?
Yeah, because they have there's a team that works together to write, but then there is a specific writer that is the writer for that episode. Gotcha. And that writer is on set when you're doing it.
Now you've been acting a long time. Has they ever come to you with something that you're in, the scene that you're in, and say, "Hey, Oba, what do you think? Did that work, or can you give us any suggestions, or do they just say, Oba, here's the lines"?
Great question, deserves a great answer. I'll do the best I can. As a matter of fact, we had an opportunity where there was a particular episode where the showrunner as well as the head writer, they said, Ova, you know what? We would like your opinion on this situation based on something, if you can, that related to your life. And so I gave them an actual circumstance and situation that had happened to me in my life growing up. And they said, we'd love that. Would you mind if we use that as a premise for the show for your character? And I said, absolutely. And we did that. It was a very powerful episode. It was quite moving because as I was talking and reliving it, I was literally reliving it from something that happened to me when I was 14 years old. And,
are you able to share that with us, or is it too personal?
No. I'm happy to. It was a circumstance where, I lived in Queens, right, Jamaica, and I played in a band. And I was on my way home, and I gotten off the subway, and I used to walk home from the subway to where I grew up in the 40 Projects. And I'm walking, and a plainclothes police car pulls up. Two guys jump out of the car, throw me up against the wall, and say to me, hey, man, what do you got in that case? And I said, my horn. They opened the case, threw my horn on the floor, on the ground, right? And then they threw a switchblade on the ground. And it was interesting because I knew it wasn't my knife.
Right.
And in that moment, there was not fear. There was just like, and I remember saying to them, you guys know that's not mine, like that. And they said, get your horn and get the hell out of here. And let's not see you around here again. And they kicked me in the behind. Down the street I went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the basis of this storyline of what happened. And my character, Pops on the show, identified in this situation how this had happened to him as a kid and what was going on in Hondo's life when he was a kid, and then the kid that we adopted. And he's going, how long does this kind of thing continue? When will it ever change? And just reliving that experience and that emotion at that time gave great fodder for, the show, as well as a cathartic thing for me, because I remembered it. And, but I also thought about the fact that it didn't prevent what my life continued to go. So in that way, it gave hope. You know what I mean, guys? It gave hope. Sometimes, as your beautiful guest that was on was talking about, and she was saying, you guys asked the question, what ideas do you have that would make us something that would be inspirational, encouraging, And the deal is that sometimes I get like all of us, I say, man, stop the world. I want to get off. But then that reminded me of a show, Stop the World, I Want to Get Off, right? And I remembered, wow, if I ever were going to go back to Broadway, that might be a great show to do.
That's a great show for you.
Then I realized Anthony Newley and Leslie Bricusse, who I actually knew. So I'm realizing as the years go on, you talked about how long I've been in the business. It's a half a century.
Wow.
Okay. And that doesn't include the low paying, no paying. That's earning a living. Right. So I've been extremely blessed. But the thing is that getting to know these great writers over the years, to work with a Leslie Bricusse that wrote that show, and then to be later in life joined with Sammy Davis Jr., who I affectionately, as you guys know, refer to as Mr. D, who sort of put his arm around me and said, hey, man, come on. That concept of Stop the World, I Want to Get Off reminded me of something that was pleasurable, and to the point that our former guest just made. If I could add something to that, I would say this, that we must remember that people are presenters, but God is a provider.
I like that.
Wow, it's deep.
You mentioned a few names there, big names. So I just got to know you in the last few years, and SWAT, you've been on so many things over the years. Give us another example of an actor that you worked with, somebody with a little pop, with a little name, right? That was a positive experience. We don't need to talk about the negative stuff, right?
Yes.
That you learned from, or was just fun.
I've got a lot of those, but I'll give you a story that's something, and your viewers, you know, can check this out. It's a lot of fun. I did a movie with Robert Duvall, right? And so we're doing this movie, and he's a big fan of Chinese food, right? So we're shooting in Toronto, and he goes every day. He says, "Hey, yo, well, listen to me a favor. Come on, let's go to lunch. Want to go get something to eat?" So we always would go to this Chinese. Now I'm playing the head of a SWAT team, so I'm in my SWAT outfit. He's in his suit and tie because he's a negotiator, right? For this in this movie. And so every day we would go. Every day he goes, "Come on," and we would go to this Chinese restaurant. And I would say, "Bob, let me do this." And I'd go in like I was a SWAT officer, and I'd look around and I'd say to the maitre d', "Come here, hey, I want that table over there for Mr. Duvall," right? So we would sit down. So every day he would order the Peking duck.
Okay.
Now, why that's important is that if you ever watch the movie is John Q, right?
Sure.
There's a scene toward the end of the movie, right? Because one day, God rest his soul, we took Ray Liotta with us, right? But Ray, when they brought the duck and had the head on it, and Ray was like, oh my God, you got a head on it. The thing's got a head on it. And Duvall goes, "What's the matter? This guy don't like Peking duck." So in the movie, toward the end, there's a scene. And when you see this, you're going to go, that's what Owen was talking about. There's a scene where Ray Liotta says to him, his character says, "Hey, listen, you better get this thing straight, and you better get it straight fast." And Duvall goes, "Yeah, Peking duck." For no reason. It has nothing to do with the movie at all.
You kept it in the movie?
It's in the movie.
That's funny.
Great. Now I got to go watch it
now we
again.
gotta watch it.
Definitely.
And you'll know what that's from. So I've had so many great experiences with, when I got a chance, Tom Hanks and I did the movie Philadelphia together. And then he called me up when he was doing his directorial debut for the movie That Thing You Do. Okay. And he says, "Oh, but listen, I got a character that reminds me of someone who was the doorman in the building that I grew up in." And he says, "I think you can bring that character to life." And boom, that was Lamar, and I got a chance to do that. And the list goes on and on and on.
It's so funny because I've seen these movies, and now that I know you, I need to go back and enjoy him from, hey, I know that guy,
That's right.
Because you, and I'm not just saying this because you're on my board of directors. Oh, he just found out. I'm not just saying this.
Congrats.
But
no, I'm thrilled. I remember when you asked me, and I said yes right away.
All right. You're such a pleasure to talk to. I think it would make the whole experience more enjoyable now to watch you in your craft, knowing, hey, I really like that guy. This is so much fun to watch that he's so successful,
Well, thank you. It's funny because to your point, I did a couple of movies with Tom Arnold, and I would remind him. I said, hey, Tom, remember when we did the movie with Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid? And he goes, "That was you?" He goes, "Oba, you know what your problem is?" He said, "You're so convincing in all the characters that you portray. Everybody thinks that's who you are."
Interesting. Yeah.
So, but that's high praise for me, because when I went into this industry, that's what I wanted to do, was not portray Oba, but these different particular characters that bring to life. You know what I mean? Because people go to the movie and then look for themselves. I always wanted to be the guy that they go, "Hey, I want to know more about that guy." And I've had the pleasure with so many movies to be able to do that.
I have something for Oba that I want to tell him, just to his point. Do you know that I call young people young squires because of you and that thing you do? That's what you call them. Go ahead, young squire. That's what I do.
Great. Butch,
and I've been doing it for years.
Well, Butch, I think also there was something that I was in that's a 42nd anniversary, right? Yep. That you might tell them a little bit about.
Yeah, this is the 42nd tonight. is the 42nd anniversary of Dreamgirls on Broadway, something that I saw Oba in when I was 13 years old.
Wow.
Oba and Jennifer Holliday. Ain't
That's
nothing
great.
better.
Hey, Butch, why don't we do this? Why don't we break? And if Oba can hang out for a few more minutes, we'll come back with Oba and we'll close the show with him.
That good? You good with that, Oba?
I'm great with that. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Oba. We can close the show with Oba for our last show of the year. Awesome. We're going to be right back with Oba Baba.
The Arbors Assisted Living is the premier yet affordable all-inclusive assisted living option with 5 communities on Long Island in Nassau and Suffolk counties. The Arbors promotes living life to the fullest by providing a wide range of activities, amenities, and events. You get all care, all services, all amenities, all included. Call 866-THE-ARBORS. That's 866-THE-ARBORS.
We're back. We have to Stage Lives Live. And Oba Baba Tunde to close out our show for the year. Next week, we'll be on hiatus. Hiatus. No. And we'll be back in January. So what a great way to close out the year with 2 of our favorite guests, Chaplain Ann Cansfield and Oba Baba Tunde. Great stories.
I just have to ask, Rich, could you do me a favor? Could you just send me a calendar so I could plan in advance? Because I'm going to be getting very busy and I want to make sure I can.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Well, it's amazing because good news. I'm going to be here every Wednesday for the next 8 months.
Well,
no, I'm kidding. It's just
poor
Roseanne.
Roseanne fills in for Rich. But the three of us,
Oba on.
Yeah, the three of us work nice together. So Oba, going into next year, any new projects you're working on other than SWAT?
Yeah, there's always something new I'm working on. I've got this. There's a couple of things. As you guys know, I'm a horse whisperer, so I'm creating a couple of shows dealing with with me solving horses in real time, and it's called. There's a little one that's on now called Horse Talk, which has got a few episodes, has Morgan Freeman on the show, has a few people on the show that are also into horses. But, I'm always open to new and exciting projects. The industry has changed a great deal. And so I continue to reinvent myself, if you will. But John, I got to tell you something. Whenever you talk, one of my favorite things is whenever you talk about your family, because the stories are always so rich and full. You know what I mean? So when you were talking about your dad and the hot dog, I mean, I'm laid out. So anything, man, tell us more about your family. I love them.
I'll tell you one more quickie. I took my granddaughter to Kohl's. It's a department store up here, Kohl's. I don't know if you're familiar with Kohl's.
It's like going to the Bronx Zoo.
It's the first time I brought her to a department store, and I brought her up in the elevator in the cart. She was sitting in the cart, and she wants to get out. She goes, I want to walk. No. You're not walking around the store. So finally I said, all right, let you walk, stay close to, they call me Grandbabs, not Grandpa. I put her on the floor. Bam, she takes off. I am running through the store, but people can't see her because she's, her head's low, and clothes are flying because I'm running in between the racks. She thinks it's the greatest thing. So I go, we have to go down now. She goes, I'm not going back in the alligator. I go, it's an alligator, not an alligator. So that's just a quickie, but
Oba,
she's the best.
I want to say something to Oba.
Yes.
Or ask, what do you love the most? Live theater, movies, or television?
It's a great question. And you know what? I'll tell you, it's changed over the years because they're each their own separate discipline. Before, when I was only doing theater, I would say, hey, man, theater is it because it's a live audience. You get a response right away. Right. Then I started doing television, right? And television, you can reach a much larger audience in a quicker period of time, right? So then those two came together. Then I started doing film, and I realized that film is forever. You can go back and watch films for as long as they exist. So now they've all become part. It's almost like asking me, what's my favorite kid? I could never answer that question. I love them all. Each time I get an opportunity to spread the joy through the life of that character, to be able to tell somebody else's story and somebody else to be able, I know I can reach people around the world, and it can be for as long as film exists, television in a heartbeat. Now with all of the streaming things and everything, it just goes wild, wild, wild. And theater is still, because I was singing the other day, I was telling you about the thing, Leslie Brickus, and to just stand and flat-footed, sing in front of an audience. I love that because I get a joy from that. So they're all, in one now.
Good for you. You're
amazing.
You can do them all. You can do them all. We talking about the horses. Have you watched Stanley Tucci go to Italy? Any of those shows where Tucci's going to Italy, right? That would be something cool where you did a show talking about different kinds of horses from around the world.
Oh, wow.
Must be
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great idea. That is funny that you say that, because Stanley Tucci and I did that movie that I was talking about with Tom Arnold and Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid called Undercover Blues. Back in New Orleans, and Stanley Tucci and I did that movie together. So, man, maybe I can get Stanley to come with me, put him on a horse, and we can both, he can eat, and we can ride to the different restaurants.
Yeah, but I think better on the horses would be comics, Laughter Saves Lives comics, and one that played Pepper in the original Annie movie on the horse. Like, we'd be like the Three Amigos. You'd be talking serious about the horses, and we'd be jackasses up there doing stupid stuff. I
love it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We just pitched it. When I was out in LA, I was pitching my screenplay, and they said, "No, we don't want that. You got anything else?" And I said, "Yes, a firehouse in New York City. It's all lesbians except for the captain." And the guy goes, "I love it." I go, "I don't have it." But
he said, "Write it and get back to me." Right?
Yeah. But we're still working on some stuff. So thank you for closing out the year for us. Very, very special. We really appreciate it. Thank you for always being so good to us. And hopefully we'll be out to LA this year to organize that show. And we hope that you'll be there.
And don't forget, Oba is going to be in our movie, John.
Oh, absolutely.
Oba is playing the therapist in your movie.
Yes. And the name of the therapist is going to be Oba Baba Therapist.
I was about to say something in closing.
Yes, go close.
I was going to say, and have yourself a merry little Christmas time.
Yeah, Oba Baba Tunde. Thank you, Oba.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for making me a part of the final show for this year.
Thank you, sir. What a great show. Ann and Oba closing out. And my two favorite co-hosts here. Santo could have been here and Les. That would have been nice. Yeah. But this was nice. I think it worked well tonight. Butch, again, thank you. You did a great job. Great job.
Thanks, Oba.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
We're going to the diner.
Happy New Year.
Long Island Diner. Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the deer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.